So if you saw my video earlier today, you would know that Modern Warfare 3 has officially been announced, revealed, it is coming, and it is confirmed through Call of Duty, through Activision, and through Sledgehammer that this is happening and it's coming out on November the 10th. Now, what you may have missed is that there was actually some hidden numbers within the trailer, which led to a phone number and a whole other Easter egg to do with the Modern Warfare 3 Warzone event that is leaked to be happening on August 17th. On top of that, there was another little Easter egg that happened with some streamers yesterday that I wanted to go over as well and discuss what went on with that and what it means for the Warzone event and Modern Warfare 3 moving forward. But first things first, let's start out with the numbers from the trailer. So these numbers led to a phone number. The number is 1-202-918-3022. So if you texted ready to this number, that's the only thing that would work. If you texted ready, you would got a message that said, "Comm secured, major conflict incoming, a lot of opportunity. We need someone like you with experience in Al Mazrah. Are you able to receive sensitive intel? Yes or no?" So then you respond yes. I actually don't know what happens if you respond no. If anyone does this, feel free to tweet it at me. My Twitter is linked down in the description. I'm curious if it just stops or something else altogether happens. But after that, it says good. Expect mission critical intel, a taste of what is to come. So when you do that, you then get this image that you see here. Now, when we zoom in on this image, you may actually recognize this because what we have here is a part of the Al Mazrah map. And right front and center is none other than Zaya Observatory. This is going to come into play later. You'll see why. But around it, we have several different checkpoints, which are probably going to play into that Warzone event. And in the bottom right-hand corner, we can see an image of a missile. Henceforth, we can kind of start to get a picture of what is actually going to be happening within this Warzone event. We can then get a further picture of this when we have a look at what happened with these streamers and their reveal that happened yesterday. So I'm going to be showing you footage from a couple of different streams here, starting off with Swags. Hopefully they don't copyright my videos, and then going over to Teep as well, they showed information in different ways, and I wanted to bring it all in one video as best I could for you guys. So if they see this, please don't copyright my video. I will link their channels down in the description. But the first one, so Swag opens up the package, and inside there is some flip-flops, there is a can with something in it, and there is a cell phone. Now, that cell phone that these people received was an old school T9 cell phone, very, very similar to the one that we see at the very end of the Modern Warfare 2 campaign. Now, this is important because at the end of the campaign, we see this cell phone being held by someone on an airplane. Eventually, it receives a text message that specifically says no Russian, hinting to the character Vladimir Makarov and the things that he pulled off in the original Modern Warfare 2 game. Do not speak Russian because we are hiding what we are doing, and it is going to be some sort of attack, terror attack. Now, the question here is who is sending this package? If the cell phone is very similar to the one that we see in the ending cutscene, it would seem as though the Russians were actually sending this package. However, based off of what we are seeing, it doesn't really appear that way. I haven't mentioned yet, but this package also came alongside a note. And this is what it said. "I was barely able to get this out of prison. No time to explain. Use these items to prepare for what's to come." Now, at the very bottom, I can't read if that says stay ready or stay frosty. If it says stay frosty, that is of course Captain Price. If it says stay ready, this could really be anyone. Now, if this is from Captain Price, history could be repeating itself where Captain Price is taken prisoner, gets out of the gulag, and then sends this package. Could also be anyone else altogether, but the fact that he's getting out of prison kind of reminds me of the Modern Warfare 2 mission with, of course, Prisoner 627. Now, I want to address this now before we move any further with the story and what is going to happen next. If you take another look at these items, we have flip-flops, aka slides, you have a can, and you have a cell phone. Now, people took these items and then said slide, can, cell. In other words, slide canceling is making a return. Now, there's two really weird parts about this. That's a really roundabout way of saying this, something that normally if they were to change this would be just in the patch notes, they would say we're changing movement, we're adding slide canceling back in, bada bing, bada boom, it's coming back. To reveal it in this way is super, super weird. And when I first saw this, I'm like, there is no way they're announcing that through this kind of thing. It could also mean that slide canceling is coming back within specifically Modern Warfare 3 and not in a recent patch whatsoever. It's a very weird way of saying that if that is what they're doing. Now, if that's not what they were doing, and this is just a big coincidence, that is a very big issue for them because I think a lot of people want slide canceling back. Some people don't whatsoever. It's kind of a hot topic. But either way, This is something people point out very, very quickly, and I don't know the answer to it. Based off of what we're seeing, it kind of looks like that's kind of an announcement that they're making, but also this is way bigger than that. This isn't just to announce what is going on with slide canceling. This is going to tie into the Warzone event, as we are going to find out in a second, and also the reveal of Modern Warfare 3 as well. So this isn't a slide canceling event. This is something else altogether. And if they're announcing it in that way, it's very weird. And if they're not announcing it, people are going to be very mad because they think that's what they're announcing at this point. It's very, very weird. I don't have a better explanation for it than that. So after they unwrapped all of these packages, talked about slide canceling, they then took them apart and found out that there were things hidden in them. There was a cell phone, there was a SIM card, there was a battery, there was a charger. Put it all together, you get an active cell phone. And when you do, they started to receive text messages from an unknown number. This is what the text messages said. It said, "That took too long. You'll be expected to move more quickly in Al Mazrah." Another reason why people said slide canceling is coming back. They said that you need to move more quickly. Anyway, moving on. They then said, before we begin, some rules. Number 1, we will text you. Number 2, don't call this number. 3, keep your phone charged at all times. Then they said, understood. They replied, and then they got more text messages back. They said, first contract available. Deploy at Zaya and destroy as many targets as possible. Now, this is important because Zaya Observatory is the one image that we have received of the Modern Warfare 3 event that is going to be happening in Warzone. It is the one picture that they gave us of this event. And on top of that, as of today, with the little event we saw with the trailer, we also saw another image, an overview of the map of Zaya Observatory as well. Then they received another text message saying, "You've shown your loyalty. You might be ready for what's coming. This is only the beginning. Comms are closed." In other words, that's the end for now. Now, we don't know whether they're going to be getting more text messages, more missions, or how this is going to tie into the actual event. But my guess is over the next coming days, weeks, not only them, but also everyone else who has opted into this text thing that I showed you today will probably get more text messages along these lines, hinting at the story and the objectives that will actually happen within this Warzone event. Now, as I mentioned earlier on in the video, this is supposed to be happening, if the leaks are correct, around August 17th. In other words, 10 days from now. And if it does, I would expect to see something like a full trailer with gameplay having to do with the story of the game. What is happening with Makarov? Who escaped from the prison? Who is sending out these phones? And what is going on with that story? The Task Force 141 and Shadow Company versus Makarov and the Coney Ultranationalists. That is what is going on moving forward, and that is what we're going to see more of. So I'm guessing in the coming days, there will be more text messages, more teasers, and more things to go over. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel if you're not already. If you enjoy these type of videos, it's always appreciated if you hit that like button. And let me know what you think of all of this down in the comments, of course. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video, and peace out. We are